Hey guys, hope all is well. Everybody's being safe. Everybody's not bored out of their mind yet. Um, Wanted to go over Monday. It's 420, isn't it? Yes. Monday 420. Activity 3 basically. So if I look here, you guys will see one thing I want to start off by saying is this new kind of week one check for understanding. So at the end of each week, you guys will have a new check for understanding. And the purpose of this is kind of just to make sure that the other assignments that were throughout that week, that you guys understood the content, you understood what was going on, and what we were kind of aiming for you to achieve. If you did that, great. If you didn't do this week one activity, check for understanding, please do that. I do have a few students in each of the classes that didn't do that. So FYI. The new stuff. So if we look at this CLP activity number 3, so this is the first assignment of the week. Again, I'll post the next assignment on Wednesday for this week. So what this kind of CLP activity 3 is, I'll make this short and sweet for you again. Structural analysis is what we're going to work on. And again, some of you guys might have this as a review, some of you might not. So basically what you're going to see here is the purpose of this is for you to understand how a product functions. Don't worry about so much yet about what you're going to innovate onto it, or that's what we're kind of leading to is reverse engineering, this whole kind of purpose. So it says during this activity you will disassemble your product to investigate vital product characteristics and test your hypothesis as to the operation of the product. During the disassembly process, you will research and document your findings using careful notes. So the whole purpose of this is for you guys to tear this thing apart, figure out how it works, so that the next step, when you guys actually try and innovate something or make it better, you'll understand where this thing is coming from and kind of where the mistakes are, or where the things that you might want to improve upon are. So possible devices you can use, this is just stuff around the house. You're physically going to take an object, you're going to tear it apart piece by piece, and you're going to document all the things that you find while tearing that part or that piece apart, product apart. Sorry. So these are some examples I have up here. You're going to see soap, pump, mechanical pencil or pen, reusable water bottle, Happy Meal toy, or your choice. If you want to do something a little bit harder, go for it. If you can find something that's around that same, difficulty, go for it too. But please, it says in here in bold, please ask your owner of the product before disassembling. I don't want you to take your brother's or sister's stuff or your mom and dad's stuff and tear it apart and say, hey, this is for class, and then I get blamed for it and have to pay for it. So please don't do that. So here's the procedure. Basically, during your journey through the design process, you will need to address the problem itself. So if you have to just take an object and figure out how to make it better, every product in the real world can become a better product. It's your job as an engineer to figure out how to do that and make the life of the user easier. So identify each part of your product by name, quantity, function, material, why you feel the material was chosen, and interactions of parts, how the parts interact with each other, and general notes using the product disassembly chart. And again, that's in bold here, and we'll talk about that in a sec. Consider the choice of materials from the product by looking at the provided product common material chart. So basically, you're going to get a PowerPoint with this. Okay, again, look through this. Just talks a little bit more in depth about what I was talking about. Please take notes if you want. Don't have to, again, just kind of for you to get a little bit more base information of where this is all coming from. So this is the chart, product disassembly chart. This is what you're going to get. Name the product something that's obviously, related to what it, if it's an arm of, of the pencil or the clicker part or the very top part of the clicker, just name it relative to what you guys are trying to talk about. Quantity, some parts might be multiple. You might have, multiple screws or multiple, you know, I don't know, legs onto the device or whatever. Function itself. How does the product function by itself? Okay, not talking about how it talks or connects with pieces or anything like that. How does that specific part function? I put pressure on the pen, it pushes down. That basic function. Material. This is where you may have a little trouble. You're going to do some research. Look online, try and figure out as close as you can to what material they used. To give you a little basis, I also added this PDF that you guys are going to see, product disassembly, uses of common materials. So it goes through and kind of gives you a basis of metals, ceramics, plastics, and then kind of where you would normally see those kind of materials used. Go through there, try and use your best judgment to figure out which materials And if you want to dig deeper, go for it, absolutely. But you can use some of these as a base. So you're going to identify what the material is. And if I go back to the chart, and then you're going to put purpose behind material choice. Well, if you look at this, it says, they also use it in these applications. So it would make sense that this would be applied here, right? If you're, for example, plywood, construction sheathing, and furniture. So basically, you could use that anywhere you're gonna build something or construct something that somebody's going to allow pressure on, that kind of stuff. You can use common sense to identify why you think they use that product. They're not going to use steel on a mechanical pencil, real steel, unless they absolutely have to. So they're going to try, cost would be a purpose, just usability, whatever the case may be, temperature, those kind of things. Break those down, try and figure out what their purpose was. There's not a right or wrong all the time. Just use your best judgment. Interaction of parts. So this goes back to kind of function, where you're talking about how this part interacts with this part to make this thing happen. Talk about that. Talk about this arm is attached to this, which pushes this, spring that allows this part to move. Blah 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 blah. And if you can do that in just a few, words or maybe even a sentence, I'll make it bigger. You can add some more general notes. Also, this is you have to have ink for this, you have to have this needs to be refilled, or whatever kind of general notes you guys want to add to that. But basically this chart is what the assignment is. Product disassembly chart. Go ahead and attach that to your Google Classroom when you guys are done. I'm going to post this video into this, and if you have any questions, please email me, guys. Okay, miss ya. Bye.